271 Aphorism, Organon of Medicine, 5th edition. All other substances adapted for medicinal use except sulphur, which has of late years been only employed in the form of highly diluted extincture, as pure or oxidized and sulphuretted metals and other minerals, petroleum, phosphorus, as also parts and juices of plants that can only be obtained in the dry state, animal substances, neutral salts. All these are first to be potentized by trituration for 3 hours up to the millionfold pulverulent attenuation, and of this 1 grain is to be dissolved and brought to 38 development of power through 27 attenuating phials in the same manner as the vegetable juices. Footnote: as is still more circumstantially described in the prefaces to Arsenic and Pulsatilla in the Materia Medica Pura. Aphorism 271 is wholly rewritten in the 6th edition as follows: if the physician prepares his homeopathic medicines himself, as he should reasonably do in order to save men from sickness, he may use the fresh plant itself, as but little of the crude article is required if he does not need the express juice, perhaps for purposes of healing. He takes a few grains in a mortar, and with 100 grains sugar of milk 3 distinct times brings them to the 1 millionth trituration, before further potentizing of a small portion of this by means of shaking is undertaken, a procedure to be observed also with the rest of crude drugs of either dry or oily nature. Footnote: until the state in the future, after having attained insight into the indispensability of perfectly prepared homeopathic medicines, will have them manufactured by a competent impartial person, in order to give them free of charge to homeopathic physicians trained in homeopathic hospitals, who have been examined theoretically and practically, and thus legally qualified. The physicians may then become convinced of these divine tools for purposes of healing, but also to give them free of charge to his patients, rich and poor.